Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name is Stephen Skaggs, and I'm a professor of business and information systems at Waubonsee. I've taught full-time at Waubonsee in the business and information systems department for over 20 years. And I love Waubonsee. I hope it's a good fit for me, and I hope it'll be a good fit for you. Why choose Waubonsee? Well, we're here to help you be successful, particularly in the business department. Our goal is to provide whatever our students need. So some students come in and they're seeking a training in a particular career. They would like to get into a career as quickly as possible. We have programs that. We have students who are already in the world of work who want to come back and take some refresher classes and learn some new skills. We're prepared for that. And then we have a lot of students who study business at Waubonsee, get their first 2 years at a community college and then transfer to a 4-year school to get a baccalaureate degree. And so we're prepared for that as well. We also have some students who have entrepreneurial ideas. They want to own and operate their own business, and we can help with that as well. So we really do provide a lot of services to students in the business department. We have many options as far as the program goes. One of my favorites is the first one listed there, the Associate in Arts Transfer Degree Pathway in business is fantastic. It will provide for you the gen ed and business classes along with electives that you would need in your first 2 years to transfer to a 4-year school, and in most cases come in as a junior in the business program. We also have Associate in Applied Science degree programs in accounting, business administration, and human resources management. Those are intended primarily for people who would like to get into their career field as quickly as possible. Although I have had over the years a number of students get those Associate in Applied Science or AAS degrees and then go ahead and transfer to a school and move on and get their baccalaureate degree. We also have certificates of achievement in many areas. Accounting, we have a very good accounting program at Waubonsee. I'll brag on them in just administrative assistant, CPA prep, and CMA prep. So certified public accountant and certified managerial accountant prep. Those are post-baccalaureate. So after someone has earned their bachelor's degree, in order to sit for one of the 2 major accounting exams, either in financial or managerial, you have to have 30 additional credit hours in business, accounting, or finance-related fields. You could take those anywhere, but if you're at a 4-year institution, you'll probably pay around 3 to 6 times the tuition that you would at Waubonsee. So our CPA prep and CMA prep, they're very affordable and they're very good. We also have certificates of achievement in management and marketing. You can learn more about all of those programs online or on the web, or ask Executive Dean Stepney or myself at the end of this presentation. Why study business at Waubonsee? Well, I'm biased, right? I'm a faculty member at Waubonsee, and one of the main reasons I think we're a good program for most students is because we have very good faculty. All of us have professional experience in business and industry, as well as extensive experience in teaching. I'm proud to say that, by the way, that's Catherine Collins, who teaches accounting. She's teaching financial accounting there. She's a full-timer in our area. I'm proud to say that all of the full-timers in our business area have over 20 years full-time college teaching experience, as well as professional experience. And then we have a number of adjuncts who have tremendous experience in business. Some own and operate their own businesses, and then they've taught at Waubonsee for a number of years. So I think we have really, really good faculty. Affordability. I went to a community college, and one of the reasons I went was because it was convenient and it was affordable. And man, does this graphic ever bring that home. Average tuition and fees for the 2020-2021 school year, you can see Waubonsee comes in at under $3,500. Northern provides an excellent education, but it costs a lot, $12,163. Aurora University at nearly $26,000. I would encourage you to consider getting your first 2 years at Waubonsee, where it's very cost effective. We have, low tuition. We have easy payment plans that'll make it very affordable. And if you're like me and you are paying for college on your own, a community college can make excellent sense. Going along with the affordability, we have a financial aid department with some very talented people who can make sure that you get all the financial aid that you deserve, as well as a foundation that provides scholarships. You should consider applying for those scholarships. Every year I have a number of students who earn scholarships. I know it's not maybe the most fun to sit down for 3 hours and fill out a scholarship application. But as I tell my students, so if you take my classes, you'll hear this twice. If you did spend 3 hours on it and you earned one $1,000 scholarship, you just got paid the equivalent of $333 an hour. So it pays off. And many students get scholarships that are several $1,000s. So that can be very helpful. Why study at Waubonsee? And we have a transferability of our credits. We have a lot of students go to many colleges and universities throughout the country, but primarily in Illinois, a lot of our students go to Northern Illinois University to study business, Aurora University, and Illinois State University. Those seem to be our big three. We can make sure through our dedicated counseling and advising department, someone will work one-on-one with you to make sure that you take exactly the right classes for you to transfer easily to whatever school you're looking to go to. Our transfer pathways and partnerships ensure a smooth transfer, and that's Illinois. I'm from Missouri. We have a different system in Missouri. It's much easier to transfer credits in Missouri. In Illinois, you definitely want to work with the professionals in counseling and advising, and you want to use those transfer guides. That bottom note on this slide, we have transfer guides available for 12 four-year schools in Illinois. And on the next slide, you'll see how important those transfer guides are. Like, for instance, here's a transfer guide that shows what classes you should take if you're interested in transferring into the business department as a junior at Aurora University, Northern Illinois University, or Illinois State University. And while they all have fairly similar requirements, there are differences that you need to be aware of. So make sure that you look at the transfer guide and coordinate with whatever school you're planning to transfer to, as well as talk to your counselor to make sure you're getting the right classes. Just some simple things I would point out, some differences. Take a look at the math credits that are required for each of the three. They're a little bit different at all three of the schools. Even in the business department, there are some differences. So if we look at Aurora University, they take our Business 211, which is business law. That's the class they want if you're going to Aurora University. But if you look at Northern Illinois University, they take Business 210 to transfer, and that's legal environment of business. The same situation at Illinois State, Business 210, legal environment business. So you want to make sure you're taking the right classes for the school you're going to transfer to. One other thing I would point out about the guide that I really like, if you look down towards the bottom on the guide, you can see the GPA that you'll need in order to go into that school in business studies as a junior. In addition, you can see in some cases, there are certain classes you have to have a good grade in. So, for example, if we look at Illinois State University, under the electives 21 hours, you can see Accounting 202 and Accounting 203 both indicate that you must earn at least a B letter grade in order to transfer into Illinois State University. If you look at Northern Illinois University, they require the same two classes, but they only require the B letter grade or higher if you're going to be an accounting major. So if you're going to study marketing or management or other areas, finance, then you wouldn't have to have that particular grade. So anyway, those transfer guides, you need to make sure that you pay close attention to those and coordinate all of your studies with your counselor. We'll do the best we can to provide a flexible array of class offerings. Even during the pandemic, we had many classes still taught face-to-face, as you can see in the image there, for those who were comfortable with that. We also have online classes. Our online classes are fully online, and they're asynchronous, meaning that you don't have to be online at any particular time. Most of the classes have deadlines that you need to meet, generally every week, in turning in your work and doing your readings, but you can do it at any time during the week. Our hybrid classes are part face-to-face, part online. So with a traditional face-to-face class, you might meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 till 10:45 in the morning. But with a hybrid, what they might do is have you meet on Tuesday, 9:30 to 10:45 in the regular classroom. And then your Thursday session is just online. So you don't have to come to class on that Thursday. Those are the hybrid classes. We have Sync Online, which is just synchronous classes online. Sync Online simply means that your professor will open up his or her laptop and teach from their laptop, probably at their home, and you'll be able to open up your laptop at the exact same time. So maybe like Tuesday or let's say Thursday at 9:30 in the morning, you would open up your Sync Online class. All of your classmates and your professor will be there, and your professor will give the lecture and handle the class via Zoom or maybe Teams. And then Flex is a new offering. Dean Stepney, Executive Dean Stepney, do you know a good way to describe the Flex classes?
Yes. So the Flex mode actually combines your face-to-face instruction, your online asynchronous instruction, as well as synchronous. So you could be at home, logged in synchronously via Zoom or Teams. You could be logging into Canvas, which is our learning management system, an hour after the session ends, 2 hours the next day, and watch watch the recording of that session and still complete your work. Or you could actually physically be sitting face-to-face in the classroom while that's happening. So it's like all three of those combined into one.
Okay, and the student gets to choose which modality that they're wanting for that particular class session. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And it increases the amount of flexibility that exists as well for students who may have other obligations that they need to attend to. And maybe they need to switch from face-to-face to asynchronous that week, but it allows for maximum flexibility and for us to continuously meet the needs of students.
Yeah, that's really a nice idea. I know a lot of students would prefer the face-to-face, and maybe they come and then, the third week they have something that comes up and they can't make class. Well, then maybe they could log into the synchronous online or watch the recorded lecture. So that could be a nice tool for students. Another thing we have is assessment for prior learning. Executive Dean Stepney, do we have that in the business program? How does that work?
Currently, right now, we don't necessarily have any courses in the business curriculum that is being assessed for prior learning. But if you were a student who had some industry credential that was attached to one of the courses or one of the programs in our business discipline, if you had earned that prior to coming to Waubonsee, we would assess for credit for prior learning. At this time, we don't necessarily have any courses specifically tied to that, but certainly we like to talk with students about all of their experiences when they come to us to figure out in what ways can we best help you.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. And then also, if you've earned any college credit anywhere else, you can transfer that into Waubonsee as well. We have a lot of support services. We have a great free tutoring program, face-to-face and online. And we have free technical support that is face-to-face and online as well. We have a career services department that can help match you up with a good career, a good job, or an internship. They can also help you with, making sure your resume looks good, making sure your LinkedIn page is good. Their URL is there, waubonsee.edu career development. Where do you begin if you want to go to Waubonsee if you have already earned prior college credit? In that case, you would begin with the academic and career advising people. So you can call that number to schedule an appointment with the academic and career advising people. They'll help you out there. If you don't have prior college credit and you're just coming to Waubonsee with no college credit, just schedule an appointment with an admissions advisor, and the numbers listed there, or you can find that on the web. And then down below, we have the link for financial aid, waubonsee.edu/financial aid. Registration's already open for summer classes. Summer classes are great if you are interested in just sort of dipping your toes in the water and making sure that Waubonsee is a good fit for you. Maybe consider taking one of our online or face-to-face classes. Summer classes, they begin as early as May 24th. Not all of the summer classes begin May 24th. Some begin 3 weeks after that, but you'll see some classes listed as early as May 24th. And then it's hard to believe, but we'll be registering for fall classes May 3rd. So that's right around the corner. I was really glad that Executive Dean Stepney put on this slide, that it starts promptly at 8 a.m. And if you're interested in a particular class, it's a good idea to go ahead and be sitting at your computer at 8 a.m. and try to secure that class for yourself. Classes do fill up early. So if there's a particular professor you want, be sure you're ready to enroll in that class the first day and as early as possible. Also, we have a lot of students particularly who study business, who want to work while they go to school. And I know for most students, the prime time for taking classes is 8 a.m. till about 12:15 p.m. And then they want the rest of the day free for their work and their personal life. Those classes, those 8 a.m. to 12:15 classes tend to fill up fairly quickly. So be sure to jump in as early as possible and enroll. Those fall classes will start August 23rd. Before we field any questions, did just want to point out, Executive Dean Stepney put some URLs on there where that you can find our contact information and people who can assist you and answer any question you might have. So if you think of a question later, the /BIS is for the business department. It has our contact information. We have the admissions and financial aid information there as well. You can find my contact information easily at waubonsee.edu in the directory, and Executive Dean Stepney's contact information is there as well. Feel free to email us or call us if you have any questions. If we don't know the answer, we know who does, and we can put you in contact with them. And we'd love to have you at Waubonsee. So if it's a good fit for you, we'd love to see you there.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And that concludes our session. Have a great night, everyone.